Hello dear subscribers, you're welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to draft a shirt collar. These are the following materials, the following tools we will need for this tutorial. First, to draft your shirt collar, the first thing you have to do is to measure the circumference of your neck or the neck of the shirt you want to draft the collar for. In this case, I'm going to be using this cloth for example. Now, this is the circumference, this is the neck of my collar. It is folded into two. This is the center front of the shirt, and this is the center back unfold. Now I'm going to measure the circumference of the neck unfold. I'm still going to install a button overlap here, an extension of 1 inch. So I'm going to measure, take that into consideration. I will start measuring from here. So now the total circumference of my shirt neckline unfold is 11 inches. One of the things you have to take into consideration is note where your shoulder joining is. On the table, my shoulder joining is at 6.75. I'm going to note that, then I will write it down. I've written it somewhere. 6.75 front to shoulder. Then the back also, I'm going to note it. From that point, just place your measuring tape to confirm the back. The back stops at 4. So I've written that down also. So that's all about the measurements. Now let's go straight into the drafting. I want the width of my collar to be 3 inches. I'm going to rule a guideline of 1 inch downward. I mean the height of my collar, I want it to be 3 inches. So I'm going to rule this guideline of 1 inch like this. So from this point, I'm going to measure 5 inches downward. I'm drafting the collar stand and the collar together. 5 inches. 5 inches. 5 inches. I'm going to roll that across also. So this is the center back of my collar, center back, and this place is the front. The front is not going to be on full. So center back, let me indicate center back. So now I'll further divide this into 2. From here, I'm going to measure 3 inches. The 3 inches I want for my collar, I'm going to measure that run from this point to the other end. So now I roll across. I'm left with 2 inches here. So from this center back, I hope you can see. Now I'm going to place my neck circumference, the circumference of my shirt neckline, which was 11 inches. Note that it was unfold. If I measured it without folding it, that would be 22 inches. Now the 11 inches is the half of the neck circumference. I'm going to place the half of the neck circumference here. This is the 11 inches. I'll mark it here. I don't know if you are seeing it. I'll mark the 11 inches here. I'll also mark the 11 inches there at the midpoint, 11 inches. So let me just connect it from here. So on this line of 11 inches, I'm simply going to indicate my neck, my back neck, and my front neck. My back neck is 6 points. Okay, sorry. My back neck is 4. I'm going to mark it here from the center back to this place. 4, where the shoulder joining is. This is where the shoulder joining is. So 4 inches. So I will confirm the front own because the front own is 6.75. So let me confirm that 6.75. Yes, it's accurate. I hope you can see that 6.75. This is 6.75 here. So from this 6.75, I will connect it here. I likewise marked it there. So I'm going to connect like this. After connecting it like this, this is the back, this is the front. So from this front, I'm going to go up by ½ inch. I'm marking from here to here. I'm going to go up by ½ inch, which I've done. I've gone up by ½ inch from this point. I went up by ½ inch. So I'm going to connect to this point slightly. I'm going to slightly connect to this point with a curve, connecting with a slight curve. So now that I've done that, from this point, note that this is the center front or center back. So from this point downward, I'm going to mark 0.25. From here to here, I mark 0.25. So from this point, I hope you can see where my front collar ends here. I'm going to mark let me say 0.75 inward. Let me mark 0.75 inward from this point. I mark 0.75 inward. 0.75. I mark it inward from this point here. So I'm going to slightly connect it to meet this point. Now let me connect it with curve to meet this point. Okay, connect it this way. Okay, I want it to be more curvier. Just try to connect. When you get okay, now I'll connect. So now I've done the connection. So from this point, slightly connect to this point like this and to this point. So I'm going to connect it this way. Sorry. So let me just connect this way. liking this shape. So I'm just going to connect it to meet this point. I'm not liking this shape. So now I'm erasing it. So don't forget, this is the 0.75 we took inward. I want to reshape this face. I'm not satisfied with the shape I have and this face also. I think I'm just going to use my ample curve to get a perfect curve around my face. Okay, now I'm going to come down from this midpoint. This is our shoulder joint. I'm going to come down by ½ inch. You remember we came down by ½ inch there, so ½ inch. Was it ½ inch or 0.25? Okay, I think we came down by 0.25, but let's come down by ½ inch. If you want to use that 0.25 is okay. So with a slight curve, connect it to this point. Okay. So from this point, I'm going to connect to this point. So I'm just going to blend these parts not to be sharp. So now let's go to our color drafting. So now for our color, I'm going to start from this point. This is the mid line we drew the other time. So from this place to this place is 3 inches. I want my color to be around 2.5. So this is 3 inches. For the color, I want it, the color base rather, I want it to start from this place to this place. So that is this is 9 points, let's say 9.4. So also 9 points. So I'm going to connect, sorry. I'm going to connect it with a dotted line like this. So from this point, this midpoint, also make a curve connection to this point and another one to this point. Go up by half inch, go up by half inch and make a curve half inch or 0.5, then make a curve connection. So I'm going to connect this to this point. So from this point, I'm going to connect to this point also. So from this top line, 0 point, okay, let me measure what I have here. I have 4.1, 1.1. You can draw any shape you want for your collar here. From here, I'm going to come down by 0.25, 0.25 from that midpoint. I'm going to slightly connect to this starting point, and from this point I'm going to move outward by 1.5 inch, then I will move up by half inch from that point. Then I will slightly connect my collar to meet this point, to meet it like this. Oh, that's too sharp. Okay, let me make it this way. So from we are following this line, please. Let me erase the earlier one. Sorry, it's off camera. So from this point, this is where my actual collar stopped. So from this point I went out by 1.5. So from that point I went up by half inch. So I connected it with a slight curve from this point to meet the center here. So now I'm going to slightly connect from this point to this point, but before doing that I will go up by 0.25 upward. So 0.25 is here. I'm marking from here to here, 0.25. So I went up by 0.25. You could go up as much as half inch if you want. So now you are at liberty to design it anyhow here also. So I want it to be a bit curvy like this. No, that would be too sharp. So once I get to this place, I just curve it a bit to meet this place like this. So this is my collar. So I will just use my hand to straighten is how we are going to cut our collar. I'm just tracing it out so that you can see. So now we are going to cut, but if you want to cut it out, make sure you add after cutting it, make sure you add your seam allowances. But here I assumed my seam allowance is there now. Apart from this place that I'm just going to add little seam allowance, I'm not going to add here, neither will I add here. I'm not going to add in any other places because I don't want it too wide. So now we are just going to cut two unfold, two. If you want to cut your interfacing for this collar, make sure you cut it ½ inch smaller than your actual drafting. Cut it ½ inch smaller than your actual drafting. Thank you very much. That's all about cutting a shirt collar. Thanks. Subscribe to my channel. Bye.